everybody, Paul Richards here, your host at PTZOptics Live. So happy to have you. I have with me Jim Bask, who is our special guest today. Thanks for being here, Jim.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for having me again.
My pleasure. Just a couple quick things, and we're going to jump into a really cool show about do-it-yourself live streaming. And I know a lot of you guys out there are big do-it-yourselfers, so I wanted to hear about it. So as always, PTZOptics, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. Thank you for tuning in. Our lineup for this week is pretty interesting. Today we're talking about do-it-yourself live streaming with VideoGuys. Next week we're doing a camera shootout with Sony and Vadio and PTZOptics. We're going to take the cameras out to a live sporting event and get some really great test footage. As always, click that like button and click that subscribe button. That adds to our weekly donation to charity. We donate to a local CASA helping children get adoptions in the court system. So today my special guest is Jim Bask, and some of you may have remembered him from our last webinar where we looked at the TriCaster Mini. A little bit of a new show layout. We're going to talk about community donations. We're going to give you a vlog update. As you may know, we do a vlog every weekday. And then we're going to pull a comment from the YouTube comments that we had a cool one this week. And then, Jim, I don't know if you're ready, but we're going to take you into a lightning round.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm going to ask you some questions. I don't know if you're going to be ready for it, but we will see. So first of all, for the vlog update, this week we looked at a lot of nice new things. One is the do-it-yourself live streaming trend, and with a lot of the products and customers out there that are doing that. We also interviewed the chief technology officer of Ziptonite, a super secure video conferencing platform that's completely free that I think a lot of you might find interesting. So that's really what we looked at. We also looked at a brand new way to monetize your videos using Google AdWords and the social media stuff like that. So take a look for that. And we got a comment here from Jonathan Gooch who said, wouldn't it be wonderful if companies like Wirecast and vMix had a cloud-based offering? And that's where I think I would love it if they would go there. I know there's a lot of reasons why you can't do that, but I think there is a way. If there's a will, there's a way. And I really hope that vMix and Wirecast and NewTek and everybody starts thinking about, are we going to the cloud? You know, I think it's a serious thing. I think a lot of people are going to want to see they're going to want to buy streaming platforms on the cloud. So, with all that being said, Jim, are you ready for the lightning round?
We're going to start with the lightning round?
Yeah, we're going to start with the lightning round.
You should have sent me the questions in advance.
That wouldn't be a lightning round if you had all the questions in advance.
I'll try my best. Let's go for it.
All right, here we go. Woo! Coffee or tea, Jim?
Coffee.
If you had to trust one person with a secret, who would it be?
Not you, Paul.
Who's the most exciting person in the industry right now?
Oh, geez. Me? No, I don't know. I'll pass on that question. I don't want to offend anybody.
How about this? What's the most exciting product in the industry right now for live streaming?
Oh, man, you're really trying to get me in trouble today, huh? You know what? I actually have a lot of exciting products on the table here in front of me with the TriCaster Mini from NewTek, the new Wirecast gear from Telestream, the Epiphan AVIO and Pearl systems, and of course PTZOptics.
Okay, couple more. What's your favorite movie, Jim?
The Godfather.
I knew you were going to say something like that. All right, that's it. That's the lightning round. I hope everyone got a chance to learn a little bit more about Jim from that amazing lightning round. So yeah, these are fun. I like to get to know people in that type of way here. So let's look at our agenda, Jim. What are we talking about today? Why don't you go ahead and give us an introduction to VideoGuys for those who didn't see our show a couple weeks ago?
Absolutely. So VideoGuys is a reseller of video editing, production, and streaming equipment. We are a reseller for NewTek, Telestream, Epiphan, PTZOptics, and pretty much every big name in the industry right now. We try to add value to the sale by offering a ton of great articles, tutorials, and information for our customers to make an educated decision. whether you're working with a school, government agency, house of worship, or you're just doing it to create your own live show like Paul is doing here. We have kind of the products and recommendations to help get you along the way. The interesting thing, or the unique thing about us, is we also have a nationwide network of dealers, probably in your local area. So if you do require a little extra hand holding or want to work with a local dealer who could come in and install, support, help you with the cameras and everything else throughout the system, we can refer you over to those customers as well. We have a huge relationship with a lot of partners.
All right, that's your 60 seconds, but that's really amazing because here you are in this do-it-yourself live streaming situation where you're willing to give them whatever they need, but also refer them to integrators if they need that extra help. That's amazing. Let's go on to our next topic here.
Isn't really always for everybody, you know?
So do-it-yourself live streaming kit. I know you have a kit that you kind of have on your website. You want to tell us a little bit about what you have in front of you, and we can kind of talk about how all this works.
I can do better. I just used your camera to pan over to our setup here, which is a NewTek TriCaster Mini. The model setup here is actually the HDMI model with the control surface. This whole kit is a $10,000 resale, and it really is a turnkey live production system. You hook up your cameras and you're ready to go. The beauty of using a DIY system like that is depending on how experienced or educated your production person is going to be, you can help get them up to speed on the TriCaster system pretty quickly and easily.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love that system, and you're actually using our cameras to do it. But you've also got a couple other things in front of you. Let me go to your website really quickly and just show people what your website is like. It looks like here that if we scroll over, you've got this do-it-yourself live kit here.
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
So that is the same setup I just panned over to.
Gotcha.
And basically what it is, like I said, based on the TriCaster Mini system, talking about the PTZOptics camera that we're using, as well as the handheld Canon Vizia cameras, and some lights that we received from ICANN. The combination of this whole setup allows us to do the streaming like we're doing today. Of course, NewTek isn't the only option out there, nor is it always the best option, depending on what you're looking for. For example, if you have someone who's a volunteer at a church or a student in a school who has little IT experience and little time to get up and trained properly in the TriCaster system, you may elect to go with a simpler system like an Epiphan Pearl. Mm-hmm. An Epiphan Pearl, while equally powerful, is really no frills, super easy to set up and use and switch and create a live production. If, on the other hand, you're working with someone who has experience in the Wirecast software, you might want to go with a computer-based system running Wirecast, or vMix for that matter, or go with their new appliance, which is the Wirecast Gear. All of these options are really exciting in the industry right now because it allows you to kind of find your home and what's going to be best for your application.
Now, Jim, I want to get a little help from the audience here on this one, so just hold on for a second here. Something's...
It's how we do it.
So I wanted to go ahead and just let everyone know as a quick reminder that we do have our 1-800 number below. I guess it's a 415 number and a PIN code. So anyone can call in, ask questions during this live show. And I particularly wanted to mention it because we've got a PowerPoint live streaming kit builder. And if you call in with your do-it-yourself kit, we can build a kit live with you here. So as you can see, here's the kit that that the video guys put together, and I want to show a little presentation here on how our kit builder works here. So this is a PowerPoint presentation, and you can download it at PTZOptics.com/PowerPoint. I put it in the link below. And basically what it does is it's going to allow us to take all of these pieces, whether it's a TriCaster or a vMix U or a Wirecast gear, which looks like Jim has in front of him, or Jim, even these HP, you build HP custom computers, right?
Yeah, to be honest with you, that's how the Video Guys DIY moniker started, is we offered DIY recommendations for computer systems, and then started building HP computer systems that we actually offer as complete turnkeys to our customers.
So this is going to actually use a little bit of, it's going to take a little while to get it perfect. But for example, let's build the kit that you have. So I think I actually built this kit slightly, Jim. So I've got 2 cameras here. And the idea is that you can basically just grab, I need a frame grabber for this kit. Okay, copy, paste, boom, there it is, right? And I have all the cables over here. So you guys can download this, use it with your customers, use it for yourself to get a really good idea of how you're going to build a system. But let's build a system. I don't know if anyone wants to call in and tell us about a system that they've built, or let's build a Wirecast gear system, Jim.
Okay, great.
So let's go ahead and remove all this, or we'll leave that. Let's build a Wirecast gear system. And if anyone wants to call in and build a different system, I'm happy to work with anyone here. Wirecast gear system. So what we'll do is we'll just grab a Wirecast gear, put it in the middle there. Now this has HDMI inputs, right, Jim?
So there's actually 2 different versions. There's the 100 series, which is the HDMI system, and then there's the 200 series, which is SDI.
Okay. Well, let's do the 200 system then.
Okay, great.
Or 200 series, right?
Yeah, the system is the 210 or the 220, and the difference between those two is the amount of storage built into the machine.
Got it. Okay. So we're gonna put 2 HD SDI cables from the cameras, and let's just put a headset mic. Now there are no mic inputs, right? You actually have to have like a mixer or something.
A mixer is always recommended. It's just always a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, because I think we need a USB audio mixer. I'm not fully sure how the system works, but let's just put a lapel and a handheld here. Geez, did I forget to put the joysticks on here? Yikes. We need a joystick. Let's put a capture card in there in case we want to bring in an extra HDMI input. And maybe a laptop. Now this does not support NewTek NDI.
That is correct.
Not today.
Not today.
But I have a little special green cable here for the NDI. So I want to do something with it. And I kind of built one here. So if we had the TriCaster Mini, which is your other kit there, let's say 2 cameras connected to the TriCaster Mini, then, of course, let's put a Cat 5 cable here. Cat 5 cable from your TriCaster to the switch. Now we can do NDI to an additional TriCaster, right?
Absolutely.
So we want to talk a little bit about what that means?
Yeah, so actually a real world example in our studio here, we are also using the NewTek Talk Show to get broadcast quality Skype, where we're having that communicate by NDI to the TriCaster Mini system. NDI is basically NewTek's open source wireless protocol that allows you to expand the input-output capability of their production systems. So something like a NewTek TriCaster Mini that's limited to 4 HDMI inputs can now have several more inputs just through IP devices. It could be a computer system running the Adobe software. It could be something like the Talk Show. It could be a sports graphics system from either Chiron or DeltaCast. There are lots of different ways to go.
So I've actually got an agenda topic for the NewTek NDI and like 3 agendas. So let's bring that question back because someone's asking about it in the chat. But I wanted to talk about USB 3 versus HDMI versus HD SDI. One of the interesting things with the Wirecast gear is that it has USB inputs.
Yes.
So you can do HDMI, HD SDI, or USB 3, which sometimes it's nice to just plug in a Logitech camera. You know, it's cheaper than a GoPro. Or plug in any USB camera to the system. But the problem with USB is that it's very hard to extend. You can only really extend it up to 16 feet, and then you have to get expensive extenders. Similar situation with HDMI, but with HD SDI, you can run it for hundreds of feet, and it's very affordable, right?
Exactly. The HDMI, we've actually had installations up to about 100 feet, but that's with real high quality cables, which are also expensive cables, where if you're really over the 50-foot mark, I would say SDI is always going to be your safest bet.
So, okay, well, that just kind of gives us that. So I wanted to show some pictures that our audience has sent over. So, you know, we asked the audience to send in some pictures of their do-it-yourself projects. And we got back a lot of interesting do-it-yourself pictures. So I wanted to show some of those, and you're included in some of those. So the StreamDudes had a do-it-yourself project here. You can see on the back of this, maybe make it a little bigger. On the back of this custom computer, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 HD SDI inputs. It looks like 4 HDMIs, another SDI, and HDMI below in this custom PC. So these custom PCs are becoming really, really popular. Here's another studio. This is from the Tech Buzz. The Tech Buzz is Stephen Hayward from, he actually works at Wirecast. And you can see he's got his PTZOptics camera ceiling mounted there. He's running HD SDI back into a TriCaster Mini, I believe. He may have a 460 or something. And he's running all of his audio there. There's another picture of it there. Here's your kit, Jim. Here's your TriCaster Mini. It looks like you have a TriCaster control surface there. Right. And there's that audio mixer. I was wondering where that was.
Yep, it's there.
And then there's the, looks like you have a white PTZOptics camera feeding into the system. So that's a nice little system there. Here's another picture of Stephen Haywood's. I mean, this guy's got everything. He's got every piece of technology you could imagine. Here's another picture of from the StreamDudes. This was that custom PC we showed a little earlier. And he's got, I guess 6 or 7 people on a panel there, and they're live streaming using vMix. Here's a picture of one of our customers who did a lot of just like recordings of conferences. And they recorded Dreamforce, which is a really big conference out in California. And they just put the cameras on tripods, run HD SDI back to their switcher, and they record their conferences. Here's a video that I made not too long ago. I guess it was about a month ago. We recorded a music festival, and sometimes I just like to do USB to a computer and just use Wirecast. You know, it's really easy. There's no switchers or hardware needed.
Sure.
This is a picture of my setup here. I had an audio board over there. That's our old joystick controller. My Focusrite 2i2 where I can bring in the XLR inputs. Computer running Wirecast, and an external monitor, and just a couple cameras on tripods. This is a picture that was shown on Tom Sinclair's Streaming Idiots show 2 days ago, and Steve Anderson from Work Camper News set up a really cool live broadcast where he's monetizing his live stream for a real business. And they've got multiple cameras coming in. They're using the NewTek NDI between multiple computers. And it was a really cool example of a do-it-yourself streaming setup. Here's Wilson College. They were doing a really large installation in a kind of like a chapel-style seating area. This is an interesting one. You know, sometimes people don't think about this, but this is a mobile cart. So you've got your camera up top, a mobile cart, and they actually just pull out a microphone and speaker and put it for like conferencing. But they also stream their webinars this way as well. And then here's another do-it-yourselfer. This is like a more advanced integration project. I just wanted to show kind of how simple a do-it-yourself project it could be, how advanced a do-it-yourself project can really be. So what else do we have left here, Jim? Those were pictures from the audience. Now, what is your favorite streaming service, Jim? Are you a YouTube guy? Are you a Facebook guy? You got something else up your sleeve?
Haven't really bought into the Facebook Live too much. I prefer that a lot more as a mobile application than just a true full-featured CDN, but I definitely think that's going to take a lot of shape in the future. YouTube Live is definitely great. We're also working with some CDNs like Media Fusion, which is kind of a way of taking some of the do-it-yourselfness out of setting up a Wowza streaming.
Yeah.
And then for the true do-it-yourselfer, we do have the Wowza streaming engine as well, which, I mean, you set that up with Amazon Web Services, and it's super powerful.
All right, we're running a little over time, but we had a lot of stuff to cover. So, I like to keep these super short because I just want to keep them action-packed. So, last thing, we did have a question about the NewTek NDI. You want to explain what it is? I can help however you want.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Do you want to explain what the NewTek NDI is?
Yeah, so NewTek NDI, like I mentioned earlier, is their open source wireless protocol that allows IP devices to communicate directly to NewTek production systems. Mm-hmm. So whether you have a sports graphic package on a broadcast level like Chiron Hito, or a laptop running Adobe Premiere, you can take video and send it over IP to your TriCaster system and essentially expand your input-output capability.
Yeah, it's really nice. Everyone was talking about it at 2016 NAB. There's a ton of videos about it. It's really opening up the doors of what's possible here in video production. We're actually going to have Andrew Cross on the show in 2 weeks. Not next Friday, but the following Friday. The inventor of the NewTek NDI, the CEO and CTO of NewTek, is going to be on the show in 2 weeks. I don't know if I
would imagine his definition will be a little bit more comprehensive than mine.
Okay, so we're running a little over. I'm going to run the credits, everybody. Hold on if you want to ask questions to me and Jim, and we'll see you in a couple minutes here.